This is a little standing, pretty much full body workout. Okay, we're going to start out, the feet are about hip distance. I want you to feel your hip bones, those bony knobs on the front of your pelvis, and you're going to drop a plumb line straight down. It should hit the second toe. Your toes are lined up, they're pointed straight forward unless there's pain in your knees, and then you can adjust that. Okay, your butt is not squeezing. Okay, you're going to reach your elbows out to the side. Notice I didn't tense up here. I'm not at a 180, I'm in my peripheral vision. Okay, you're going to reach your right arm out, and you're going to reach your right arm up and over the head, gently guiding the head over. You're not pulling. This left hand is sort of reaching out in space. And now you're just going to melt that left hand down, breathing, not holding your breath. And then you're going to take the hand off the head and float all the way up. And again, other side. Left hand comes over. You're going to guide that head over. You're going to reach that arm out. Lengthen, 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 lengthen. Release the hand on the head and float up. You're going to draw your shoulders up to your ears and let gravity drop them down. And two more. Up and down and up and down. And now you're just going to do some shoulder rolls. Good. Now, you're going to bring your feet together. You're not squeezing your butt. Not yet. You're going to squeeze the legs together. But I do want you to, actually, let's do this. You're going to press the outside edge of your foot down, but you're going to imagine the inside line is drawing up. I want you to feel some abs pulling in. Again, the butt is not squeezing. So you're pressing the outside edge of your feet, and you're drawing up the center line. Elbows reach out. You're going to bring the right hand over. You're going to guide the head over. Don't lose what's happening down there. And let that arm float down. And you're going to let the head float up. Arms reach out. Left hand comes over. Right hand reaches out and melts down. Let the head come up. And we go up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down. And now let's do a little swimming action here. Okay, good. Okay. You're going to float both arms out. Again, they're in my peripheral vision. I'm not squeezing my butt. I'm going to squeeze my inner thighs together, and I'm going to bend my right knee. My leg did not come forward. It stays together. Maybe I need to hold on to a wall here. That's fine. Okay? Now, you're going to rotate your palms up. Again, I'm in my peripheral vision. I'm not straight out to the side. I'm trying to relax this down. If there's a lot of tension here, I'm going to bring my arms even farther forward. I'm going to rotate the bone in the socket, and we rotate, rotate, rotate. It's less hand and arm. It's more happening at the shoulder joint. Maybe this foot is down. A little tripod action there. Maybe you're hanging onto the wall and you're only doing the right arm. That's fine. And we rotate, 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 rotate. Bring the weight back onto 2 feet. Let's bring the arms down for a second. Again, elbows reach out. Squeeze the thighs together. Again, maybe I'm holding on to something with my right hand. That's fine. You're going to bend that left knee. Maybe it only comes here. Maybe it goes all the way up and you're on one foot. Either way is good. We rotate, rotate, rotate. You might just be doing the left hand if you're holding on with the right hand. That's good. Rotate, rotate. Think about shoulder action, shoulder action, shoulder action. This should not hurt. It should feel strenuous, but it shouldn't hurt. And 2, rotate. Last one, rotate. Foot comes down. Arms melt down. Good. Okay. Now, I want you to, right in the center of your chest, so it's pretty low, right? I want you to draw that back. And then push it forward. And draw it back. I'm really trying to round the spine here. And push. And back. And push. Trying to mobilize the spine. Forward and back. Let your shoulders do whatever they're going to do. I'm still not squeezing my butt. I do have weight in my feet evenly as much as I can. Good. Pull it back. Keep it back. Now pull it back, way back. Are you squeezing your butt? Don't. I want you to keep that back. I want you to, right in this area where a necklace would hit you, I want you to pull that up. Rest. And again, pull this back. Pull this up. It's upper back work, right? And release. Last one here, pull this back and pull this up. And now can we a little bit, holding on to those 2 points, can you a little bit rotate the shoulders back and open like you're opening this whole collarbone area? Woo! Okay, can you hold on to that? You're still not squeezing your butt. Hands come down by your sides. I want you to squeeze your arms. I want you to think about external rotation of the arms. External rotation. You're still trying to keep this back and trying to keep this up. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Don't hold your breath. And now rotate your palms back. Try not to let your shoulders fall forward here. You're just going to press back. Press, 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 press. But keep those shoulder blades, or shoulders, not blades, shoulders open. You're still not pushing this forward though. You're pulling it back. And rest. Now, this action is going to come from here. It's not coming from your knees. I want you to bring your weight back onto your heels. And you're going to pick up the front of your feet and you're going to come into a V position, like a little ballet position. Again, you didn't crank your knees to do that. You rotated the thigh bones. I want you to snuggle the heels up together. You're going to press into the ball of the foot. Now we are going to use our butt, by the way. You're going to press into the ball of the foot. Weight comes forward into the body. I want you to press your heels together. I want you to use this muscle right here, this side butt muscle. And you're just going to hover up. Maybe you're holding on to something. That's fine. Press those heels together. Press, 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 press. I want you to really squeeze your butt. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. And also lift up through the core. Butt and core. Yeah. Press, press, press. And now let's just come down for a second. Make sure your feet aren't so wide that you're cranking your knees. Don't crank your knees. Press the heels together. Squeeze the butt. Bring the weight forward into the front of the feet. Keep pressing those heels together. And you're just hovering up off the ground. Now you're going to flow your arms out to the side. Can we find some of that action here? So I'm not totally rounded, right? But I'm not totally poking my ribs out into space. So I'm pulling the ribs back. I'm trying to lift the chest. And I'm trying to widen through the collarbone as much as I can. I know it's a lot. I know it's a lot. Plus all that's working. Yeah, sweet. And now you're going to reach your arms out. Thumbs go up. Woo! And we circle. Circle. Elbows are reaching out. It's not a lot of tension in your neck, right? You're trying to relax. You could go forward a little bit to release some of that tension. How's your butt? Is your butt talking? It should be. It should be. Press those heels together. Squeeze your butt. Reach the elbows out for 8 and 7 and 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. And we're going to float it down. You should definitely be feeling this. I am. Okay, good. All right, now we're going to give that a rest. So you're not going to squeeze your butt on this. Now we're going to work our core. Okay, so heels are still together, not necessarily pressing them together, but they're touching-ish, right? I'm going to shift forward again. So my weight is more in the balls of my feet. And now I'm going to press into the balls of my feet, but I'm going to think about lifting through my core. So I lift up. I really want you to pull up through the core and we float down. And again, we're lifting up through the core and down. Let's add some arms. That'll add some extra weight. Again, if this is too much, hang on to something and we lift up, pulling in and up and down. Here's 6 and down. Don't squeeze the butt. And down. Here's what for? And down. Here's 3 and down. Lifting here and down. And 2 and down. Last 1 and down. And have a rest. Okay, good. Another core exercise. It's hard. Well, it's not hard to work your core. It's hard to feel your core when you're standing, but you are working your core. Okay, so feet are now not together. They're about hip distance again. I want you to become aware of your hip bones. We're going to try to keep them even. Okay, now I'm going to shift my weight onto my left foot, and I'm going to start to come onto that foot. Again, maybe I'm holding onto something. That's all good, right? I'm going to start to bring this right knee up into a marching position. What wants to happen is this right hip bone wants to come with us, but we don't want that to happen. So we're going to press that hip bone down. That's core. And you're going to see, woo, I'm on a spongy mat, which makes it harder. This is harder on a spongy surface, easier on a hard surface. Okay, you're going to see, could you bring your knee up to this parallel to the floor position without the hip bone coming with it? So keep that hip bone down and without the hip, this hip popping out, right? So core is drawing in, and release. Same side, we're going to do 2 more. So again, maybe it's small. This is a core exercise, so I'm not squeezing my butt. Imagining this is drawing in to push this hip down. If this is all I can come up with, but I'm working my core, that's a success, right? As I get stronger and more body aware, I can bring the knee higher and maybe up to 90 and down. Last one. It's also a foot exercise. Can you feel that support foot working? Hopefully, yeah. Okay, so this hip doesn't get to pop out. That's not what we're going for. That hip has to draw in, so it's also still a hip exercise. And this hip has to stay down. That's a core exercise. And down, other side. So again, I bring the weight onto that foot. This is my right foot. I don't know which foot it is for you. I'm trying not to pop out my right hip. It's got to stay under me. I want to keep that left hip from coming up, and I come here. I imagine the core pulling in to achieve this. So I'm knitting all this together. Maybe the leg isn't quite as high. That's fine. Leg comes down. 2 more. So I pull this in to keep that down. Yeah. It's weird, huh? Is this happening? No. And down. Last one. And we pull it up. And rest. Take a big inhale, fill up with air, and exhale, release. And again, inhale. And last one. And thank you, my friends. Good work.